Welcome to the conclusion of the Clever Framework. Throughout this video series, you've explored each element of Clever in depth, clarifying questions, looking for missing information, evaluating sources, verifying results, examining logic, and reflecting on ethics. Now it's time to bring it all together and understand how these principles transform you from a passive consumer of information into a disciplined, skeptical professional. This chapter revisits the key themes, reflects on how the elements work together, and offers guidance on applying these principles in your ongoing work as a student or professional. The goal isn't just to teach you a framework, it's to help you develop habits of mind that will define your professional excellence. Consider two people at different stages of their career. The student is preparing for her final exam, encounters a practice problem. A few months earlier, she would have fed it into an AI tool and copied the answer. But now something stops her. She doesn't just want an answer, she wants to understand whether it makes sense. So she uses Clever to clarify what's being asked, look for what's missing, evaluate the source, verify calculations, examine the logic, and reflect on the fairness. Across town, a senior accountant reviews a quarterly report. The numbers look good, the narrative is polished, management is eager to release it. But experience has taught her to pause and apply the same framework, and she identifies two areas needing revision, not because they're wrong, but because they could mislead readers. These two people, working in very different contexts, share a common thread. Disciplined evaluation has become second nature. They don't simply accept information, they question it, test it, and verify it. The Clever framework has shifted from a structured process they follow to a way of thinking they embody. That's the transformation this book aims to create in you. The strength of Clever lies in its comprehensiveness. Each step addresses a different dimension of evaluation. Clarify focus on understanding and scope, ensuring you know what you're being asked before you begin. Look addresses completeness and transparency, recognizing what's absent or misleadingly presented. Evaluate concerns credibility and context, understanding who created the information and why. Verify emphasizes accuracy and evidence, checking calculations and confirming claims are supported. Examine tests logic and coherence, ensuring conclusions align with principles and reality. And reflect considers ethics and fairness, determining whether information is presented responsibly. Together, these 6 dimensions create a robust evaluation process that protects against error, bias, incomplete disclosure, logical fallacies, and ethical lapses. While we've presented them as distinct steps, in practice they overlap, reinforce, and inform one another. The framework is not a rigid checklist to be completed mechanically. It's a flexible, iterative process that adapts to the complexity and context of each situation. AI tools are transforming how accountants work, offering unprecedented speed and convenience in summarizing documents, generating explanations, and performing analyses. That's the promise. But here's the risk. AI doesn't understand accounting principles the way trained professionals do. It doesn't exercise professional skepticism, and it doesn't bear ethical responsibility for its output. The reality is that AI can fabricate data, misclassify expenses, ignore critical context, and generate explanations that sound plausible but are fundamentally incorrect, all while sounding confident. This is why the critical principle remains. The best users of AI are experts in the subject matter. Expertise allows you to recognize when AI has made an error, misapplied a concept, or fabricated information. The Clever framework helps you build and apply that expertise systematically, ensuring that AI serves as a tool to enhance your judgment rather than replace it. AI changes the tools available, but it doesn't change the need for critical thinking, professional skepticism, and ethical judgment. When you receive an AI-generated response, the Clever framework prompts you to ask 6 essential questions. First, did I clarify the question clearly enough for AI to provide a meaningful answer? Second, what information might AI have omitted or misunderstood? Third, is AI a credible source for this type of information, or do I need to consult authoritative sources? Fourth, can I verify the AI's claims against actual financial statements or other evidence? Fifth, does the explanation align with accounting principles and economic reality? And sixth, is it ethical for me to present this AI-generated content without verification or attribution? These questions provide the discipline needed to use AI responsibly. They ensure you don't blindly trust AI responses, uncritically accept explanations, or overlook ethical concerns in the rush to complete an assignment or meet a deadline. By systematically applying these questions, you transform AI from a potential source of error into a tool that enhances your professional capabilities when used properly. Mastering clever requires practice, and that practice follows a predictable progression. At first, in the deliberate practice stage, the framework feels structured and time-consuming. You consciously remind yourself to clarify, look, evaluate, verify, examine, and reflect. This is normal. Like any skill, critical thinking improves with repetition. As you move into repeated application, you practice clever in classwork, when reading news, when using AI tools, and when reviewing colleagues' work. The framework starts to feel more natural. Eventually, you reach instinctive mastery, where critical thinking becomes who you are rather than what you do. You'll find yourself automatically asking clarifying questions, noticing missing data without searching deliberately, evaluating sources intuitively, and reflecting on ethics naturally. You won't think, I'm verifying. You'll simply do it. The framework shifts from a process you follow to a way of thinking you embody. That's when you know you've truly internalized professional skepticism. The accounting profession exists to provide stakeholders with reliable, transparent, and meaningful financial information. In fulfilling this responsibility, accountants serve as gatekeepers of trust. Investors, lenders, employees, regulators, and the public depend on you to ensure three fundamental principles: that financial reports reflect reality, that claims are supported by evidence, and that disclosures are complete and fair. This is not abstract theory. Real people make real decisions based on the information you provide, analyze, and verify. Remember these truths. Every number tells a story. Every claim requires evidence. Every decision has consequences. Your responsibility goes beyond getting the right answer. You must ensure that your conclusions are grounded in truth, fairness, and professional excellence. This responsibility has never been more challenging or more important given the volume of information, the power of AI tools, and the pressure for quick answers. The clever framework equips you to meet this challenge and uphold the trust that the profession depends on. The world needs professionals who think carefully, question thoughtfully, and act with integrity. It needs accountants who can navigate complexity, resist pressure, and stand by the truth even when it's inconvenient. It needs people who use AI as a tool to enhance judgment, not as a substitute for it. By embracing the clever framework, you're committing to be that kind of professional, choosing to evaluate information rigorously, think critically about every claim, and uphold the values that make accounting worthy of trust. Your commitment going forward is clear. Evaluate rigorously, think critically, uphold the values that make accounting worthy of trust. Remember that the journey towards professional excellence is ongoing. Clever is not a destination, it's a practice. Every financial statement you review, every AI response you evaluate, every report you prepare is an opportunity to strengthen your critical thinking, deepen your professional skepticism, and uphold your ethical commitments. Critical thinking is not about being negative or distrustful. It's about being careful, thorough, and responsible. It's about recognizing that financial information has real consequences for real people and that your work matters. Thanks for viewing this clever framework video. This video has been created and narrated by Dr. Wendy Tietz.